Okay, I'm still here because I will be the host for Professor Shan from Tsinghua University in Beijing. Hello, Tu. How are
Hi,
you?
hi, Anna.
It's so amazing for me to watch the different, not even
Well, yeah, for you, it's really a marathon, I think. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock in the night, in the morning, right?
yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But for us, it's just half hour. For you, it's really 24 hours marathon. Thank you.
Okay, Tu, this is a great opportunity for us to talk publicly,
Yeah,
officially, because and also the word you select is
mm,
important. It is blocked.
okay.
So the lockdown, everything is blocked in China and Milano, and
Yeah.
of course, my question is, what is the meaning of this word for you in China at
Oh,
this moment?
well, yeah, I select block because block have a different meaning. I think block is, of course, is a obstacle, but also means a rectangular space in a city. So, I mean, here actually in Beijing, we block a block. And that means that actually I'm living in a block with 1,000 families together in a collected apartment. So the high rise here, uh, apartment here is all developed in within this last 30 years. So most of the residents, most of the citizens of Beijing live this kind of a block. And this time actually the block not always happen in the city terminals like railway station or airport, but also the block happened in a block. So actually it worked like block with a block. You have to go inside a block with some kind of ID. The block to block prevent people, visiting or social, slow down everything. So some volunteers or some authorities, people from authorities stay there to do the work. So of course, but I mean, it's a city unit or a basic dimension of the city block, but also be used in this situation, used as ways to make control. So I select that word for the different two levels of meaning. One is most about the architectural or urban design side. Another is that it's a action actually happened on this space unit.
But also, block is the perception of the boundaries. Uh,
Yes.
well, what about the how the virus changed the boundaries in the perception, but also in the reality, in the relationship, in the movement of the people, and the scale of urban and the private life and urban life.
Okay, so yeah, I think there was actually happened in the beginning of this year dramatic change the normal life of human, and the virus, when the virus got maximum freedom, uh, people lost their freedom, so they have to be locked down and apartment, cannot go work. Um, but on another way, I think blocked means slow down. So slow down is, of course, the economy not stop. I mean, at least slow down, and the frequency of living, I mean, time slow down a little bit, and maybe not a little bit dramatically. I think it's it's changed, of course, the change the time, the feeling of time, and also change the space. I think it because a block, or you have to stay at home. Actually, your space is compressed. For instance, my living room now work as classroom, gym, and also multifunction room. So everything happened there. It's my kids will have to go to school, and my teaching activities have happened in the living room. So during the morning time is totally a mess because the internet is full, the connection not worked well. During the night, everybody, just enjoy the life in their apartment. So everybody inside. So a lot of activities actually happened. I mean, the city activities actually happened inside my living room, and also maybe the public areas in the block. So people go outside. It's just like a plaza, I think. So it's a normal life, but the boundary action, I think, is also totally changed a lot, because some boundary we cannot sense during the normal condition, but now it's actually be very, very important, because it's not the door or the but also be some of the boundaries using to control the mobilities is now showing up. Also, it's very interesting here, actually, the technology, especially use cell phone. The app of cell phones work a lot here in China. Actually, the boundaries doesn't mean physical boundaries. Also means that you can use some app inside the cell phone to follow you up and check where you're going. So actually, I think the government here use a lot of smart technology to know where you go. So the block here in Beijing now is quite different from the Wuhan version. So the block is happened in a few of the special rooms in Beijing, not the whole areas. Most of the Beijingese could very freely go to work, even to the park and shopping, but you have to use your cell phone. So it's actually give freedoms with the technology, but still under some kind of control. So everybody can be followed by the smartphone app now. You have to check out when you go to a special point when you go inside. So the boundary is have two levels, I think. You have freedom, but you still got some something to leave on the map. Okay.
I want to go back just a second about your home and the family involvement in our life, since we do not move, we are mostly inside our house. They are involved. Our kids, when we work, when we do gym, they are around, and vice versa. My question is, did you make some change in your house because of the lockdown? What you modified? How do you modify space?
It's a very interesting question. Actually, because I'm an architect too, so I stay home, and actually I move the furniture here and there and try to rearrange everything. Well, because I have time, and also I need space, rooms for my working at home. So actually, what I want to say that I think I added another table in the living rooms, and the living rooms areas, actually there's no social activities now. no guests coming. So actually, the living room not changed to be a multifunction room. So we add tables, another place for me to teach. And I have two kids. They have to study in the bedroom. So in the morning is the most busy times. Everybody has to use headphones and also to study and teach in one rooms to different people. Actually, it's quite well connected with the world, even when you're in the apartment. Because here we have very high densities of living situation here. The apartment is not a big apartment, so everybody actually spend more time in the public area in the university or in outside the apartment. But now actually all the activities have to come back, so they have to study, work, and play, and gardening, and everything happened in a small apartment. It's a 120 square meters apartment, not a big one. So 4 of us stay there for nearly 2 months. Of course, we can go out to the public area in the in the middle of the high rise.
You are also professor, and how is what does it change when you teach from your house to your student?
Oh, well, yeah, I actually, Tsinghua University, all the course is online for this semester. So I also gave a studio, actually it's a studio course. So it's quite difficult for a studio course happen online. And I think all the students stay at home. So they might lack of necessary equipment to accomplish their work. So, but on the other way, I found it's very interesting when you teach us online is that we have to be first on time, because everything is scheduled on the through the internet. All the schedule and agenda is quite restricted and be followed by the system. So everybody seems quite on time. It's a good thing because I work in the academy. Students always be late, and same system working on people. People are okay, follow the time, and show up at the classroom just on time. Another way is I think the communication. A little bit strange that you cannot see the real face because even the screen is small and cannot feel the temperature or the atmospheres outside there. But still, I can use some ways to have I think still, I mean, communication really happen. I can give out a topic and ask them to never ever either reading or check the information from the internet. It's quite easy because actually everything happened on the internet. So when the teaching going on and the students actually just broken the boundaries of a very classical classroom. So the wall of the classroom is being broken. It is broken, and the students really can follow all the topic or the interest point by just do a Baidu or Google here. We cannot use Google, of course. In China, Baidu is also fine, but not so well. But it's also can at least doing or doing his work.
So at the end, we all allow them to go in internet during our
Oh, yes, yes. But in the classroom, you cannot allow the students to check their cell phone. But here, actually, in the internet, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Students are actually working in the room with it's a technique. My work is about for the first year students, so it's freshmen, and they actually working on installations. So they work at home with a lot of board papers, paper board to set up an installation. Is actually the result comes out is quite satisfied for me at least.
Did you find something very innovative in the way they approached the design and the project?
Oh yes, actually it's quite linked with the condition here because we during the lockdown the business of courier is just dramatically increased. So everybody actually buy their goods, normal life living stuff through the courier. So they have a lot of the paper box for do the couriers to sending them all the stuff. So actually they collect everything together and try to make the installation. It's a very nice way to sustainable and also reflect the situation here. Some of the students even do a very nice work with the box of the courier. It's very impressed work for me.
You are mostly professor in landscape, on the scale of the landscape design. According to the lockdown, did you change the scale of your projects, creating a sort of interior scapes, or you continue to work on the same scale? I mean, professionally with your students.
Oh yes, but well, actually, I haven't changed a lot. Only in my apartment, I changed my work sphere during this condition. I think for me, I actually work as a designer and architect. What I have really, I have a studio. What I have done here is I got a contract to design a manned air flight. It's also from a carrier, from Express, the company called Shunfeng, because they actually have increased a lot of their business and they are doing. With China is very different. They actually needs some new kind of unmanned airflies to deliver goods. And in some of the cases, especially in the west of China, it's even cheaper than a truck. So they actually try to refitting some of the old model of flight to be a unmanned area flight. I'm actually working with them to do that. So it's not mean that I go inside, but actually I go to work with some of the because of this. I think that this is one of their positive part because all the company deliver goods as courier company have a big increase during the various lockdown time. Everybody leaving based on what they are doing.
But in fact, the last question for you is related on you were talking about slowness, no? But my idea, but also my experience in China about mobility and transportations is
Yeah.
that is very speed, very crowded,
Yes.
and this is how design can affect, can modify without to have necessary plexiglass boundaries between people that I do not trust at all. How we can manage the fact that the density, before we had Susiati Will from Melbourne, and it's a very different density in Australia than in a city as Beijing. So how you are going to work with this proximity and mobility and distances?
Well, yes. Actually, the mobility here in China, well, we have the express train, and also a lot of new, brand new highway, and it's really connect very well with the city. We do a lot of work with the bridge, the canal, channel also, and this kind of work will actually make the country very well connect now. It is ready for very well economy increase, I think. But of course, China has a very large, big population here, and even some of city they have over 10 million. I mean, Beijing and Shanghai over 2 million, maybe 26 million. They of course, in this kind of city, you have to live not like American very flat. You have to go up with a high-rise residence apartment. So for instance, what I live in is 34 floors high-rise residence collective house, and I live in the there in the 29th floor. But anyway, we have to use the public transportation to come to your office or to where. So the subway actually is very crowded, and the high-speed train is always be full. But now actually in this condition, we from let's say hyper mobility now to be statical living ways, actually really. But still, I mean, the economy has to go, and we have to keep some kind of mobility. So the people, or the government authority, encourage using private car during the lockdown time. So some of the traffic control now is just ease a little bit, make everybody can use their private car to drive to the working place or to do shopping, to prevent the people have interactive, have some contact, prevent more contact. I think for design part, still, I mean, it's still under thinking, I think, especially from the space design or urban design. We need to do a lot of work and research on this, because I think blocked is a condition that will stay with us for quite a while. Blocked, and also the lockdown will happen now and then, maybe, because the virus actually is symbiotic within our body, within the body of the economic or in the globalization. So we have to think about that, the way that how can we live with the virus.
This is interesting, but I really I know that we no one of us has answers. So we experiment, and we are experimenting in different way. But did you find that during the lockdown some attitude of the people or something that happened that in a certain way you consider as a very positive quality that we can continue to use in the future. I don't know, we were talking about people from the balconies, so a new idea of neighborhood, but did you find something very interesting that you can suggest?
Oh, yes. For me, I think for myself, actually, I really somehow I'm a little bit enjoy the slow down life because it's make me more time sharing with my families, cooking and tell story to the kids, telephone to my father or mother. Doing some work, freely learning some new Final Cut skill, and well, it's normally cannot happen during the normal time. I mean, but here, I mean, it's when we slow down, when we turn back and face inside. Actually, I think this part is. Still have a very positive part, and you can find the life actually have another have other part, and it's still very, very interesting for me. And I think people also find out their neighbor actually, because they're actually moving out, especially in the collective apartment. They have some more exchange, more interactive with their neighbor. They can sharing ideas, doing a small visit. I think this is a way that because we cannot do the because we have a lot of connect, we visit the world hypermobility, let's say that. So actually, what actually leave the distance. I mean, the physical distance is not a matter, because the neighborhood, who is my neighborhood, is not so important. But now actually, we try to set up the traditional neighborhood. Yeah, now. Yeah.
Interesting, especially in the idea of cluster in China is related to the creation of community. Is a community because of the proximity you have with. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to say something else about the last words about how will be the next semester in Tsinghua?
Okay. So as I know, there's nothing fixed yet. Will be the student come back on campus or not? Is not for sure. For me, I'm sure that the life will going down with blocked condition for a while. I'm really not sure where the country or the will go, but I might need. I'm sure that I will need extra some table or in my living room, and for the next semester's teachings. So I have to improve the ways how can we work at home. I think it's what I will think will happen next semester. I have to be got ready working at home. Yeah.
We have also to improve the exchanges between Politecnico and Tsinghua, since we have a lot of double graduation students, and we have to organize all this work together. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anna.